Long ago and far away, there was a widower who had a young daughter named Ella. One day, the widower introduced Ella to a lady with two daughters. Ella was very surprised. She was so sweet and good, she welcomed her new family. Ella worked hard to make everyone happy. Her stepmother always did the core for Ella. As for Hilda and Gilda, they played, rested, and ate sweets all day. Ella worked long into the night, sitting down to a plain supper many hours after everyone else had gone to bed. Even though Ella did all she could to please her stepsisters, they often teased her cruelly. "Look at her gathering cinders from the fireplace. Let's call her Cinderella." That afternoon, a royal messenger came to the door with an invitation to the prince's ball. Hilda, Gilda, and their mother, dressed in their finest clothes. "What shall I wear?" asked Cinderella. "You were not invited," cried her stepmother. In truth, Cinderella had been invited, but her stepmother knew that if Cinderella went to the ball, the prince would never look at Hilda or Gilda. Cinderella went to check the invitation, but found it had already been burned in the fire. That night, Cinderella sat in her room, sadly thinking about the ball. "How I wish I could go," she sighed. "And so you shall. I am your fairy godmother. I've come to grant your wish," said the fairy. She led Cinderella out into the yard. With a wave of her wand, the fairy changed everything. "That's wonderful! But fairy godmother, I have nothing to wear." The fairy smiled and waved her wand once more. Cinderella looked down and found herself wearing a beautiful gown, jewels, and a pair of tiny glass dancing slippers. "Thank you, fairy godmother," Cinderella cried. "You must leave the ball before midnight. The magic will last only until then," the fairy godmother said. Everyone at the ball noticed how the prince gazed at the beautiful stranger. Nobody knew it was Cinderella. Suddenly the clock struck 12. Cinderella ran from the palace as fast as she could. The prince followed, but Cinderella disappeared. In her haste, Cinderella lost one of her glass slippers. The prince found it and picked it up. "If I will find a beautiful lady who fits into the slipper, I will marry her, for she is the most wonderful maiden I ever met," said the prince. The next day, the search for the prince's true love began. Every home in the kingdom was visited, and every maiden, including Hilda and Gilda, tried to squeeze her foot into the glass slipper, but no one's foot could fit inside. As the prince's men were leaving Cinderella's home, they saw her working in the garden. The prince's men insisted that Cinderella try in the slipper. Much to everyone's surprise, it fit perfectly. Cinderella was led out of the house and away to the castle. There, she met her handsome prince. He was so happy to have found his true love once again, and the very next day, Cinderella and the prince were married and lived happily ever after.